What's going on YouTube? Just right here. So in today's video I have great news for those of you waiting on iOS 11.4 for a future jailbreak. Zheng has released a presentation on quote iOS jailbreak internals escaping Sandbox using callbacks on iOS 11.4. And this is actually something very interesting because escaping the Sandbox is a very important component of a jailbreak. If you're not able to escape the Sandbox, you're not able to do much of a thing. For those of you who do not know, iOS uses this Sandbox concept in which pretty much all applications are put in a container or a folder that they can access, and they're limited to only that. They cannot read user information, they cannot execute any other applications, and they cannot see any other application's data. So this Sandbox acts as pretty much a container that keeps every application separated and therefore makes jailbreaking harder because, of course, if you're not able to execute any other application or to see what's on the system, then you can't do much. If everything you can see is your own content. So this presentation in here has been released by Zheng and it's actually very useful. I actually looked a bit on it and it's very good. You can check it out in here. It's very detailed and this will be very useful for the iOS 11.4 jailbreaking because, as I said, this is a very important component, and once we have this, we can rest assured that the others will follow. So for the moment, it's important to know that this is one of the vulnerabilities that we need in order to be able to properly create an iOS 11.4 jailbreak. Up until now, we had absolutely no vulnerability available for the iOS 11.4 that we can use. Now we have this one here, which is something very good. If you remember, Brendan Azad also posted this a couple days ago. He said that he's going to present, quote, crashing to root, how to escape iOS Sandbox using a board at DEFCON this September, where he talked about some bugs that he also found that were fixed in iOS 11.4.1. Now if you take a look in here on the security content of the iOS 11.4.1, yesterday a new section in here has been added, and it's actually Zheng's vulnerability on CoreBluetooth. Now if you take a look in here, it says entry added August 8, 2018. Now you may be inclined to believe that it's the same vulnerability that Brendan Azad is talking about. Well, it's not, because if you take a look in here, this one is on CoreBluetooth, a completely different component, and if you scroll a little bit in here, Brendan Azad's are on libxpc, which again are different components. But both vulnerabilities are working in the end to give you elevated privileges to pretty much escape the Sandbox and get access to the system. And as I said, once you have access to the system, you can do other stuff that is required for jailbreaking, and you can access file system and other iOS related files, and even get access to start applications if you work a little bit more. So escaping the Sandbox is something that is done in any jailbreak that I know of for iOS, from the first iOS version that introduced Sandbox up to iOS 11.3.1, and is required in order to perform a real jailbreak. And as you can see, now we have this component in here, and any developer who wants to get a look on it can do so by going ahead in here on the presentation. It's in English, so it's easy to understand. And it does provide some information in here on how to exploit it. So it's very interesting, and I definitely like the fact that Zheng decided to make this publicly available. Now we still need a kernel exploit in order to get a real jailbreak, and the kernel exploit is unfortunately not released for the moment, and we don't know whether we're going to get one or when we're going to get one. The last few kernel exploits for the last few versions of iOS were from Ian Beer, so I assumed he's probably going to release another one in the future, but I don't know. There is no word on that for the moment, and we do need that in order to be able to create a non-setter so that we can downgrade, or in order to create a jailbreak, but we are good for the moment. So this is pretty much it about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Do not forget, check it out in the description down below if you're interested in this, or if you're interested in security research in general. But yes, if you're running iOS 11.4, do not update. Both of these vulnerabilities are giving you Sandbox escaping, which is very important for jailbreaking, but at the same time, both of them have been patched on iOS 11.4.1. So if you're updating to iOS 11.4.1, you're losing both of these vulnerabilities and you're back to square one. So if you're running iOS 11.4, do not update. It may take a little bit more time for a jailbreak to come for this version, but do not worry. Once we get a kernel exploit, it's going to be pretty easy to make a jailbreak on top of what we already have. Thank you for watching. I'm GSNow. Until the next time, peace out.